morning. Bull's over there enjoying them a little hay. Of course, wondering when I'm going to get down here so they can get a little grain fed to them. But cool Sunday morning. Had a little frost on the ground, looks like. But, you know, we're still relatively blessed. I mean, like, it is muddy around the hay feeder and stuff like that. Thankfully, that's the only place we're feeding any hay. Well, I just lied. The feeder steers still got just a little bit of hay left, but that's it for them. They're on just full grain diet now. But yeah, relatively dry is kind of my point. But it looks like that is coming to a crashing halt later today, tonight. We've got like 90+% chance of rain for the next like 3 or 4 days. So it looks like muddy season is about to begin. But anyway, horses out here. Yeah, these cool mornings, everybody gets just a little frisky feeling. See, they love to pick on Jenny. Poor Jenny. But anyway, let's get them fed. Let's get some stuff done. Appreciate y'all watching. Hey, give it a thumbs up. A lot of y'all do that. I can tell looking at the analytics though. A lot of y'all watching don't do that. Just take a split second, please. Let's get this done. Stalls are clean, horses are fed and watered. Now we're just gonna let them in for a minute. But you'll see in this stall and in this stall, got a bit of a problem. The hydrant is leaking as Jenny comes by me. She's usually the last one in. That hydrant has given us fits. You see the concrete has been busted out around it. Just got gravel in there because we just had it replaced, I don't know, probably less than 6 months ago. Maybe just 3 or 4 months ago. I don't know, that thing has given us fits. I called the plumber yesterday, they're gonna check it out. Thankfully it's not leaking like, you know, severely. Just a pain in the butt. I don't know what the deal is, why they can't get it straightened out, but I don't know. Part of me's like, well, maybe I just need to call a different plumber, but you know, see if it's just something they're doing. But at the same time, I want to give them a chance to make it right. So, whoa, Sadie is wound up, but yeah, I got stalls cleaned out, which I'll give you a chance to show you. We need a manure spreader. That may be what I asked Santa Claus for this year, because of course we filled the wheelbarrow up, which is not really full this morning, but fill her up, relatively speaking. Then we have a pile of manure, which it kind of stretches all across here. And yeah, that's good manure, good fertilizer. Just good way to get organic matter back out there on the pasture. It's not an enormous amount. You know, we've got like 50 to 60 acres of pasture right here at home. That won't go very far over that much pasture, but still making use of it, you know. So I don't know, I need to see about, and we don't need a big full-size one. I make some smaller ones you can even pull behind, like the side-by-side that are ground driven. I'm not entirely sure how well I expect one of those to hold up, so that's kind of my one bit of hesitation on buying one. But anyway, get this dumped and moving along. I do like these lightweight, plastic 2-wheel little wheelbarrows. It's just lightweight. It's that plastic doesn't rust out like a metal one would. Of course, all that manure and urine. But might do to sweep out the barn. Hadn't been rolling up the hose, which, like I say, we're about to have a mess there with the hydrant. I assume they're gonna have to try all that out tomorrow, so not super eager to, you know, do a lot of spring cleaning in here until we get that done. Well, this feed bin is nearly empty. Fortunately, the old bin is, Well, I haven't climbed up there in a while, but it's pretty full. We've been getting most out of this one. I don't know, for the winter, we'll probably continue to use both of them with feed. Now that we got the gravity wagon to hold our corn. But anyway, side note, let's go feed these steers. So we'll talk about the feeder steers here for a minute while I'm getting them fed. So of course we're still feeding them a lot of our mixed, you know, feed. We're just getting out of the bin. But slowly transition them more over to a corn diet, because here probably within the next 10 days or so, they won't be getting any more of this feed. It'll be all corn, and then protein with the soybean meal, and then the high protein tenderloin pellets. That's how we finish them out on a whole shell corn diet. We do get a lot of questions about, you know, hey, you can't feed cows just whole shell corn. Well, no, you absolutely can. We finish them out like that every year. You know, if you really read, like nutritionists, you know, tell you that like a cracked corn is going to be a little more digestible, but it's only like 10 to 15% more. And so when you're only feeding, we figure somewhere around 50 bushels is what each of these will eat, you know, over this, you know, feed out period. And so, you know, when you've got relatively a small volume of corn like that, it doesn't, the added cost and that extra processing does not make up for that, you know, extra 10, 15%, you know, digestibility. So anyway, yeah, if you're obviously a big commercial feedlot, yeah, you'd have your hammer mill or whatever and be able to you process that corn, make it a little more digestible, where that percentage really makes a big difference. But anyway. For right now, that's what it looks like. We got the soybean meal and the pellets on top, and then a bunch of corn. Then underneath there is the mixed feed. So they're kind of getting a mixed ration there right now. The true definition of a mixed ration. But anyway, we'll leave them alone. Obviously, they're still a little shy. They don't want to come over here and eat while we're standing here. Still got just a little hay in the hay feeder out there. That's it for them. The plan that we came up with, I'm not a nutritionist. I didn't develop this feed out plan. It's actually from University of Tennessee Extension. And, you know, it talks about giving them hay for the first couple of weeks. I think it's probably actually 3 weeks that they've been on feed, but we had just now gotten our corn. And so we hadn't really been incorporating the corn until the last 4 or 5 days. So we let them have hay for just a little longer too, because we're feeding rolls of hay. I was waiting until they finished up that roll, but pen's in good shape. Like I say, it really hadn't gotten muddy yet though. It's a little muddier over there around the ring, just where they have a lot more foot traffic. So the old barn is not in great shape. You know, we're kind of repurposing it, you know, for this. But we do fight that. Sometimes later on in the winter, we have to open it up and let them in more of the back and old part of the barn, just to get them out of the mud if it gets that bad. But I'm really bothering them. They don't want to eat while I'm standing here, so we'll walk and talk. My long-term, like, grand ideas, like a 10-year plan, 5-year plan, I don't know, is to build covering over all this out here. Now, I don't really know, the back part of that barn is in super sad shape, and so it's like, well, you know, it's probably not worth salvaging. The front part is in pretty decent shape, so then what do you do with that? You just, I don't know, because obviously if you put a new structure out here, you can tear that down and give you some more room. But anyway, have a covering over our working facility. Also have an area like concrete where we can feed them out on. Then you don't have to worry about the mud. You know, you can get in there with a tractor if we ever have a skid steer and scrape it off. But anyway, yeah, that's the grand plans for the long term. We're going to continue to do this for a while. This may be an all-time bad redneck idea, but you see the bulls are pretty gentle. This guy kind of especially. And so I've had this idea that I'm not a bull rider, never been a bull rider, but I think I could almost get him tame enough to let me sit on his back. So, yeah, I could already see what y'all are thinking right now. It's kind of a hold my beer and watch this moment, but just kind of every day, just kind of a little more, just kind of get him used to having that pressure on his back. So it may be a long-term project y'all can follow me along with. See if he becomes at all accepting of that. We're not getting on him today, though. Yes, I've just been thinking over time. It's like if every day I just put a little pressure on him, kind of lean on him, lay over him. If one day I can just kind of swing my leg over him, sit on his back, will he allow me to do that? I don't know. Maybe a bad idea. There's Brownie, the farm dog, but yeah, I got to get back up to the house. Like I say, it's Sunday morning. We got an earlier commitment at church today than the average Sunday because next Sunday is our Christmas program, and Kaylin and I have been volunteered or tabbed to be in the Christmas play. So anyway, we're excited to do that. We got to get there a little early this morning for practice for next week. But yeah, for any of you in the Tipton County area, West Tennessee, looking for somewhere to go to church, get the Christmas spirit kind of going. Yeah, next Sunday, which is December the 11th, we'll be having our Christmas program, big potluck lunch afterwards. It'll be fantastic. Y'all come out and join us.
We came to check on these set of cows this morning, headed out to church. Figured we'd kind of kill two birds, one stone, just on our way to church this morning.
And everybody needs to join me in wishing this sexy thing right here a happy birthday.
Thank you.
40 never looked so good.
Not yet.
Just kidding, she's not 40 yet. And when's your birthday?
December 5th, and it's tomorrow.
He's talking baby talk, but he said December 5th, and that's tomorrow. And he's right. Today is Mom's birthday. Tomorrow is Willis's birthday. But got this group checked. We're headed to church. Over here at my brother's place now, and my dogs, or at least Sadie, Brownie's behaving. Sadie doing her best to spook his, I don't want to say horses, say equines, so we're all inclusive to the mule as well. But they're out of town for a few days. Told them I'd ride over here and check on things. Everything looks to be good. We're gonna give them just a little feed, and then we're gonna head back to the west side of the county. It's chilly. It's just unpleasant out here. Oh yeah. Cotton getting him a good roll on. All right. They're wondering why in the world I hadn't given them feed yet. And my dogs running around exploring new territory, but and his grass over here looks really good. I've been over here. Well, yeah, because I helped him put up a deer stand. So I've been over here not too long ago. But yeah, grass really looks good, which he has not had anything out here grazing aside from just these three since August when we sold all our stocker steers. So fescue's looking good. He planted some, I think that fescue and orchard grass and wheat mix in some bare spots. So he's gonna be more than ready for some calves. Really probably by early spring, but get them fed. Put them little feed on the ground. You told me to give them a scoop of feed, but there's no feed bunks. So I don't know. I would have assumed that he had a bunk back here to feed them out of, but I don't see anything. So they're just going to do like a cow, eat off the ground. But anyway, got that done for them. Let them know that all looks good over here. And yeah, like I say, we're gonna head back to the west side of the county. Okay, now our last group to check on for the day. These, bunch of them are across the creek, bulk of them across the creek, but just 3 or 4 days of giving them some range cubes like we have been, and they have quickly learned to come running when we pull up, so we certainly like that. There's one of the ones that is yet to calve. Her tag is flipped around. Yep. There obviously is our new calf, which her mom must have been across the creek, but put some range cubes out and see if we can get a head count on everybody. There's the mama. Why are you standing there like that, old girl? Thing seems to be all right with her, but yeah, I noticed her across the creek standing there like that, and I thought she might have been one of the ones that was trying to calve, but no, it's the one that already calved. That right there is going to be our next one to calve. There's only 2 more to calve here until like basically late winter. We call it spring calving, but really we start calving in the winter in late February. But 3 of the 7 that we bought back in I don't know when we bought them, in the fall, earlier in the fall, we're gonna calve in the fall. The others are the Herefords are all spring calving. So anyway, but we're gonna get a count. Everybody's looking good. May have another new calf by the time we film our next video. Probably will. I would bet we will. Today's Sunday. It's gonna be I think I work Monday through Thursday this week, so probably it'll be Friday before I do any more filming. Just looking at her, I'd bet she's gonna have a calf before then, but I've been wrong on that many times before. So anyway, cold, kind of dreary end of the weekend as we go into the night and the next few days of just solid rain apparently. Hey, Nola, excuse me. Nola and Woolly Bear were the 2 bottle calves we had at the same time there. I'm trying to even think, like 7, 8 years ago. That's Nola. Nola is just a pet. Woolly Bear is on the other farm and is a mama cow. Yeah, that's your baby. But we appreciate y'all watching. Y'all remember, eat beef and God bless.